This is exactly as much fun as it looks. Hello everyone, welcome back to Fanblade. Today we are redesigning the headstocks, and then I can transfer that onto the actual workpieces, and then we can mark out the fret positions and cut the preliminary slots. I'm going to do that before I cut the tapers, because it just makes it easier to get the fret slots dead square to the centre line and the truss rod that we put in yesterday. I have got some pre-cut fret wire for the guitars. For the basses I have a big roll of the stuff and I'll have to prepare that myself. But this is pre-cut, pre-trimmed, pre-radiused, and it is good to go. It has got a 14-inch radius on it. Now, that's a slight issue in that I don't have a 14-inch radius sanding block, so lucky you get to see me make a radius sanding block. And I need to do that today, because I'm going to need to use it tomorrow, and it takes a day for the glue to dry. The idea is absolutely dead simple. You cut a slot for your blade, then you clamp this whole thing to the table, and then you drill a hole 14 inches, and then you drill a series of holes in your workpiece 14 inches, and simply sit them on there and turn them through the blade. Like that. Yeah, allow me to demonstrate. As a side note, that's how you win at Jenga. And there it is. It'll take a little bit of light sanding just to even it out a little bit. There's a low spot there. For some reason this piece here didn't want to sit quite flush with the rest. But a low spot is actually fine. What you don't want is a high spot. So I'll just I'll even it out before I use it. But by the time I get some double-sided tape and a bit of sandpaper stuck to it, it'll be pretty smooth anyway. Right, good result. Now, headstock redesigns. The idea here being that each string comes up, goes straight over the nut without veering off at any angle. And hits straight onto the tuner, and that the tuner has enough room to be held securely and also turn freely. I haven't got that on any of these, so let's draw some things. Now, moving on to the basses. I've actually bought a set of 5 tuners for the 5-string bass. And the 4-string is some tuners that I've actually salvaged from a bass that's been, some of you have noticed sitting in the back of my workshop, I've got somebody's first attempt. I bought that bass for $12 and I've been stealing parts off it ever since. I've been thinking of a way to do a video about it without being mean, but I just don't know if I can. Anyway, the tuners are they're okay. They're pretty much exactly the same as those, only grubbier. The nuts that secure them to the top of the headstock were covered in some sort of green paint. I have discovered that acetone will take that off, and so they are soaking. And a few words about acetone. The paint appears to be settling at the bottom, so I'm going to try and strain it out and reuse the solvent, because I don't want to just pour it down the drain, and I don't want to waste it because I can't go to the shop and buy any more. And also I need some extra acetone because the shellac that I pulled off the mahogany the other day did not fully dry before I set it in a jar, and now it's a solid lump, so that needs to soak in some acetone. Hashtag dry your shellac thoroughly. Okay, good. 3 good looking headstocks there. The next step is to transfer all of this onto the actual necks themselves, mark out the fret positions, cut the preliminary slots, and then we can cut out the necks. Don't know if I'm going to have time to do that today, but I'll get as far as I can. I think I have enough clamps, said no woodworker ever. that's one done. We're actually going to have to leave it here for this video because the camera's battery is about to die and you don't really need to see me do the same thing another 2 more times. I'm sure you've got better things to do. But thank you for spending your time watching me today. What I'll do off camera is I'll get the rest of these cut out and get them ready for tomorrow morning when I can cut these out on the bandsaw. And if the bandsaw blade survives that, then we can have a go at book matching this magnificent piece of Remu. It's really going to be quite something. So make sure you hit subscribe and come back tomorrow to see how badly I screw this up. Thanks. Bye.